Good morning, Jane. We continue to keep the crew members and the families in our thoughts as we proceed with this search and rescue. While we're cognizant of the time and we've factored in a lot of data and information into this search, this is still an active search and rescue at this point, and we're using the equipment that we have on the bottom right now, the remote operated vehicles, to expand our search capability and then also to provide rescue capability as well.
What is the latest out there on the water? What are conditions like for your teams out there?
Conditions for the search and rescue are favorable right now. And so we're making the most of this weather window and the good conditions. We have aircraft still flying overhead, looking for any indications of the submersible on the surface. But our focus right now is on that subsea search with the new capability that we've brought online. We have remote operated vehicles that are working along the path line where the planned dive had taken place for the Titan submersible. And we have the ability to both search and rescue.
You mentioned the vehicles that you have going under the water. I think one of those is called the Curve 21 rescue system. Are you happy that this is the right vehicle, recovery vehicle for the job? Can it go all the way to the floor?
The ROVs, we have two ROVs that are capable of operating on the seafloor and are operating on the seafloor right now. Both of them have camera capability, they have sonar capability, they have articulated arms that are capable of attaching equipment, attaching a rescue line, also moving any obstructions that might be in the way. And most important, they're on the seafloor now. And so this is the equipment that we need. And we have world-leading experts in the Unified Command that are advising us. It was an incredibly complex effort to get this equipment on site. When we started as a unified command, there wasn't a response plan for this. We didn't have any pre-positioned equipment for this. And so we had to start from scratch and bring together the best available equipment that we could get on scene quickest. And that equipment is on scene now, working on the seafloor.
And we understand that there's a French vessel, the Atlantique, which also has an ROV, and a Canadian one, the Horizon Arctic. You've got commercial teams out there as well. But it's awful to say, because as you say too, your hopes and your hearts just go out to the families. But given how long it has been now, is it too little too late?
This has been an incredibly complex effort, and we've brought together the world's leading experts and equipment to this site. And so we remain hopeful at this point, and we continue with the search and rescue efforts, and our focus is on using the capability that we have now on site to locate the people and the submersible.
Well, there's a UK team as well, Magellan, who are based here. They've offered to send out their system. They think it could be really effective. But we understand the US Coast Guard hasn't taken them up on this offer. Is that largely to do with how far away we are and how quickly it would take for us to get to you?
So during the initial response we received, we're grateful for all of the support and offers of assistance. We've mobilized to move the Magellan gear in sight or onto the scene. And we're actively working that logistics plan right now. But the most important thing is that we have remote operated vehicles that are highly capable, that are operating on the seafloor now, that have sensors and the ability to conduct a rescue. In addition, we've brought a medical team out to the site with a hyperbaric chamber. So our focus as a unified command is bringing on this expertise and bring this capability to the maximum extent to effect a search and rescue. And we're going to continue that effort.
Oh, that's really interesting. So you're confirming that you are in talks with Magellan and that they are actually getting involved in the search. But, as you point out, you've actually already got teams there on the ground as it is.
That's correct.
And I understand also that there's a member of the British Navy who's also involved in the search. What expertise or help are they able to give?
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to have world-leading experts from several different services contribute to this search. And so the Unified Command is made up of both Coast Guard, U.S. Navy, Canadian Coast Guard, Canadian Armed Forces, private sector. I have expertise from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, and really thrilled and pleased to have a UK submariner on site that is helping us to understand this complex undersea environment in this undersea search. And so I really appreciate the support from UK Submarine Force.
Now, of course, great hopes were raised just yesterday when it was reports of noises being picked up by the sonar buoys that are out there in the water. What do you think caused those noises? What's your instinct?
So we've taken that information and shared it with top leading experts from the U.S. Navy and the Canadian Navy, and they're working on the analysis of that information. They're continuing to work on the analysis of that information. Their initial reports is that there's a lot of the sounds that were generated were from background ocean noise. But that they continue to prosecute that analysis and continue to look for all available information there. What's important to me, and what's important as the Unified Command, is that we've continued to search in the areas where noise was detected with the ROVs that we had from the time of that detection. So we're not waiting for this analysis to take action. The analysis is really helpful to our overall search and rescue efforts, but we're not waiting on it. We're moving. We've moved the remote operated vehicles that we've had on site to those areas where noise was detected.
Now, of course, a huge international effort out there that you guys are spearheading. The cost of this rescue, I mean, it's not possible probably to put a price on it at the moment, but at what point do you say enough is enough? This is beyond all hope. How long will this continue?
There's a time and place for that discussion. Right now, we have this new capability that's available on the seafloor, actively conducting the search and rescue. And so my focus right now is, and the focus of the Unified Command is really on maximizing the use of those assets that we have on scene. And so we will remain focused on the search and rescue, but continue to take in all available information as we plan out our future operations.
Who will make that call? Will it be you?
So we have a unified command that consists of United States Navy, Canadian Coast Guard, Canadian Armed Forces, and the operators. And we've been in in frequent communications with the families. And so as a unified command, we'll continue to evaluate the data and plan operations. Most importantly, we're going to talk with the families and advise them of where we are in the search and rescue operations. And so there'll be a time and place for that decision. That decision will be taken after thorough consultation with the families. But we're continuing to focus on the search and rescue at this time.
Yeah. As you do that, do you have mixed feelings perhaps about the time, the economic cost, the safety of the rescuers, the resources that are being spent on what a lot of analysts have now looked at and said looked to be a pretty foolhardy venture?
So there's going to be a time and place for a thorough investigation. I don't know what that looks like right now. The focus of the Unified Command is on the search and rescue. And so we're going to continue to use all those assets that we have on scene and really focus on locating the submersible and the people on board.
Do you think there needs to be a safety review into these kind of vessels potentially after this is all over?
Jane, there will be a thorough investigation. I'm sure of that. I don't know what that looks like right now, but the Unified Command, I can tell you, we are focused on search and rescue. This is really the focus for our unified efforts right now, and so we're going to continue to prosecute the search and rescue case, and that discussion can be had at a later time.